You can do good in the world, but if you really want to change the world, you got to stand up for unity. And the question now is, how do we do that, right? Anybody recognize that man? Yes. Right, he's Neale Donald Walsh, the guy who wrote the Conversations with God book series. I love Neale. His ideas have had a profound impact on my life. His books have probably been the most influential books on me ever. And in Conversations with God, book 1, 2, and 3, Neale talks about this. The first guiding principle of advanced civilizations is unity. He emphasizes this over and over and over again. I started going through those books and circling places where he mentioned unity. He emphasizes it over and over and over again. He says it is the first guiding principle of advanced civilizations. He goes on to say this: social evolution is demonstrated by movements towards unity, not separatism, because unity is the truth. Separatism is the illusion. He goes on to say, the only solution is the ultimate truth. Nothing exists in the universe that is separate from anything else. Everything is intrinsically connected, irrevocably interdependent, interactive, interwoven into the fabric of all of life. All government, all politics must be based on this truth. All laws must be rooted in it. This is the future hope of your race, the only hope for your planet. And so the idea here is, do you have a value for unity? And that unity value, if you understand that, if you go back to what Darwin said, you go back to integral theory, embracing all ideas and seeing the beauty in all of these ideas lovingly while still helping ideas move to the leading edge. You go back to Neale Donald Walsh and understand the importance of unity, you start making the right decisions in your life. But I want to ask you to go further. Recently, Mindvalley released this video. It became the most watched video in our network. I want to just play it for you and then tell you maybe why we released it.
We are going to build a wall.
I stand for love.
I stand for peace.
I stand for unity,
Education.
the environment,
equality. I stand for refugees.
In an age of dangerous politics, don't let bullies force you to sit down.
to tell you you're being too political
Or unpatriotic.
When you speak your truth.
To tell you
You can't stand tall.
or that you don't belong here.
Speak up.
Rise up.
unite.
And to those who dare to stand,
Thank you. So the question is, what do you stand for? Do you stand for humanity minus companies? Humanity plus companies? What will you do to ensure that your company shift towards humanity plus values? What will you do to make sure that the entrepreneurs you mentor or the companies you start are humanity plus companies? Will you build walls or will you break them down? Will you tolerate fear-based politics? Or will you insist that your leaders practice unity-based politics? And unity means unity between the left and right, where we don't villainize each other and we can actually debate issues in a healthy way. Not be adamant for gun control or gun rights, but say, look at gun safety, something we can all agree upon. Ken Wilber says, right now, maybe about 5% of the world is at that level, is at that integral level. And he says, imagine a world if we can get it to 10%. And he says, I predict that that will happen in the next 10 to 20 years. But the beauty of that is that 10% can create ripples that will change the other 90%. They become the leaders at the forefront of change. And he says, and the timing could not be perfect, because in the next 20 years, that's when we expect it to get really close to artificial intelligence and the singularity and massive disruption in our way of life thanks to algorithms and robotics. And if we don't elevate human consciousness to that level, to a level of unity, where unity is our driving value, unity is what we teach in schools, unity is how we design our products and our companies. Unity means we will sacrifice some shareholder value so we aren't poisoning the human colossus. Unity means we will never call someone who politically disagrees with us a racist or label them a villain. Unity means you can resist a politician you disagree with. You can absolutely protest against Trump. Many of his ideas deserve to be protested against, but you make it about the idea and you don't villainize the 40% plus of Americans who actually voted for him. So if we can do this, we can go for collective growth and create agents of change. We can create a world where people genuinely care about each other. We can be more transparent and human, create more cooperation, and ultimately create a better world for the next generation. All we ask you to do here as part of the Mindvalley community is to think of yourself as a superhero. And as you go forth after this event, remember that the world needs powerful people who can stand up for unity. So the 5 questions that you want to ask yourself as you walk out of the room today is, what are you doing to build human consciousness? You don't have to be a teacher or a coach. You could be a CEO, an entrepreneur. How can you create more conscious workplaces, more conscious schools, more conscious hospitals? Is your work humanity plus or humanity minus? If your company you feel might be humanity minus or maybe even humanity neutral, how do you edge them, move them towards humanity plus? How do you widen your circle of we, your circle of what you decide is your family? Is your family just the people in your country, or is your family the collective human race? How can you grow up into integral thinking and heal the rift within this nation? And finally, will you stand up for unity? Thank you for watching that video. I'd love to know your thoughts, so leave a comment.